Imagine a world where every word is scrutinized for truthfulness by a global elite. That's the startling reality unfolding at the World Economic Forum's Davos meeting. Today, we're peeling back the layers of this controversial debate on censorship versus free speech. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I've got alarming news from the elites hidden away in their cushy enclave in the Swiss Alps. The tyrants at the World Economic Forum want to censor your speech, control the flow of information, and police your thoughts. In an era where truth is often stranger than fiction, Jean Bourgault from an organization called Internews steps onto the stage. Now, here's where it gets interesting. He talks about combating disinformation, but who decides what that is? Well, they do, the globalist elites. The irony is palpable, especially when reflecting on past disinformations and misinformations from reputed sources like CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, WAPO, CBS, NBC, ABC, NPR, the Biden administration. I mean, there are so many leftist organizations out there that have flat out lied to the American people. It's laughable to listen to this woman talk about combating disinformation. And when they say disinformation, folks, don't doubt me when I tell you that it means anything the globalist elites and the Democratic Party don't want being said. Just listen to this Jean Bourgault, her belief system.
I can
This is her
the
coming
first
up.
and the third one. I think public broadcasting is one of the many models that we are looking at around the world. It is difficult to set up. It's expensive for a state, and a state needs to be well run.
Public broadcasting. She's talking about NPR. Have any of you actually listened to NPR recently? The crazy woke BS that's coming out of there that your tax dollars are paying for?
To have a good public broadcaster, but I'll say that the public broadcaster in Ukraine is doing a wonderful job covering the war, and so it is a model that's hard.
She brings up Ukraine, it figures.
But one that can sometimes be replicated. It's just pretty rare around the world that it actually works. But it is definitely in the hopper. On the third, and I think that we cannot ignore the fact that Gen Z gets their news from TikTok, and it's a really intimate and different form of media, not a news.
Why do these people think that they have the right to care that people get their news from TikTok? Now, I don't like TikTok because it's, the Chi-Coms are actually doing things with that software to spy on you. They really are. But I get better news off of YouTube and Twitter than I do CNN or MSNBC.
Site necessarily, but I say that one of the big things that hits there is we need to recognize that all this sort of intentional disinformation just amplifies crazy as misinformation, unintentionally shared.
And it's none of your goddamn business. If somebody is stupid enough to believe something that's put on social media, well, then shame on them. And I personally think that the best way to get rid of misinformation and disinformation is not by trying to censor it, but by having more free speech. Because truth always wins out.
Sharing false news, and it happens a lot, but in a really intimate way. And so
it happens a lot. False news happens a lot because our own leaders keep lying to us.
I don't think we know how to handle it, but we definitely have to be working in that space. Yep.
Folks, this is scary stuff. The unelected busybodies from Davos want social media companies to create exclusion lists to demonetize any creator or news outlet that dares to challenge their approved propaganda. They want to manipulate global advertising to shape the news narrative. This woman just bitched that Gen Z is getting their news on TikTok, yet she wants to manipulate global advertising to shape the news narrative. Is this not the very definition of controlling speech? Folks, they want tech oligarchs who already have way too much power to ramp up their crackdown on free expression under the guise of stopping disinformation. Of course, they get to define what's true or false. How convenient for them. Folks, pause for a moment here and ponder this. Bourgault expressed frustration over the lack of trust and safety people on social media. It's a thinly veiled call for more censorship. When the CDC was caught spreading false information about COVID-19, did we see Facebook or Twitter slap warning labels on Dr. Fauci's posts? How about Rochelle Walensky, who used to run the CDC? When they all told us that getting vaccinated would protect you from getting COVID, and then all the vaccinated people started getting COVID, do you think Jean Bourgault was devising a plan to stop the government from lying to us? What a joke. Did YouTube give them a strike when they out and out lied to us about the things that would affect our health? Don't make me laugh. This has nothing to do with seeking truth or transparency. The liberal elites want you muzzled and complacent. They aim to disarm dissent and indoctrinate the masses with their radical leftist agenda. We cannot let them get away with this, folks. Stand strong for liberty. Demand accountability from the fake news industrial complex and the dictator wannabes at Davos. Protect your God-given right to speak the truth. All right, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
You got me feeling like a firebolt high in the sky, looking like a thunderstorm.